Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. Today we have for the PCL D-League Week 6. This is my battle against Mop of Justice, coach of the Portland Crawdaunts. He's a pretty scary team overall. I actually have the doc open for this one, so I can actually give you the full team. His team consists of the Mega Latias, Weavile, Volcarona, Florges, Tentacruel, Chestnut, Dugtrio, Meloetta, Magnezone, Garchomp, and Wigglytuff. Overall, this team is really scary, and it definitely scares me. But I do feel like I have a pretty okay matchup. There's a few monsters that I definitely don't deal with too well. Volcarona, Megalatias, even like Weavile and Magnezone, I don't deal with too well. Luckily, he didn't bring those two. But I mean, the combination of Volcarona and Megalatias are going to be very scary, especially with him having Dugtrio to potentially trap and get rid of some of my mons within this game. So you can see that I did bring my Bronzong, Mamoswine, Nihilego, Mega Venusaur, Magearna, and P2. So let me go through these sets. So we have the Mamoswine with the Choice Scarf, with the Icicle Crash, Earthquake, Ice Shard, and Icicle Spear. We have Icicle Spear on there to potentially try and OHKO Dugtrio on turn 1 before I can get rocks up. Icicle Crash just to hit pretty powerfully. Ice Shard to deal with any potential like Scarf Chomps, I guess Scarf Dugtrio also deals with pretty nicely, and then Earthquake hits pretty much the rest of his team that doesn't hit. Pretty okay. I don't believe he has a single one that resists both of those. No, he does not. So yeah, he doesn't really have a switch in to my Mamoswine in this match, which is definitely very nice. Next up, we have the Nihilego with the Choice Scarf. So we have two Scarfers this team, and we have the Power Gem, HP Ground, Sludge Wave, Psyshock. Power Gem was on there for mons like Volcarona and Weavile. HP Ground was on there pretty much primarily, so we didn't get walled by Magnezone. Sludge Wave was on there for mons like Wigglytuff. And Florges. Yeah, Florges would be the main thing I actually had that for. And then Psyshock was on there for Tentacruel, Chestnut, and I don't think there was anything else that hit that well. Yeah, it was just those two. So we hit pretty much everything pretty well with Nihilego. There's a few mons like Garchomp could switch in pretty okay to Nihilego, but other than that, it should be pretty okay in this matchup. So moving on, we have the Colbur Bronzong with the Jarable, Rock Slide, and Toxic. Bronzong looks to be pretty great for me in this matchup, as I mean, if I have the Colbur, so I could 1v1 Weavile at some point if he did bring it. Unfortunately, he didn't, so I can't use the Colbur Jarable against him. But he did bring Volcarona, which actually just dies if it's not bulky to a Rock Slide. So if he thinks he can set up on me, he can think again after that happens. So next up, we have our Mega Venusaur with Synthesis, Sludge Bomb, HP Ice, and Earthquake. So we had Sludge Bomb as pretty much the neutral move to hit the majority of his team neutrally. Then we have HP Ice for Chomp, and then Earthquake for Magnezone, and I guess Tentacruel as well gets hit pretty hard by that. And I guess HP Ice also hits Mega Latias, but Sludge Bomb actually hits it for more damage, so it's not really. So HP Ice is kind of a wasted slot for this matchup, as he didn't bring the threat. Now, my next two mons are definitely the main mons for this team, those being P2 and Magearna. We're going to start off with P2, being Tri-Attack, Toxic, Recover, and Psych Up. We're pretty much just trying to Psych Up. That was my main check for a Volcarona if it sets up, so I can just Psych Up to get its boosts, and then try and just start clicking Tri-Attack. And at that point, that could be really good for me. Like, he doesn't take Tri-Attack at all with what he brought, so you know, if I can get like a few boosts and start clicking Tri-Attack, that could be really good. And then finally, we do have Magearna with the Heart Swap Shift Gear T-Bolt Floor Cannon. T-Bolt Floor Cannon hits pretty much everything. Like, Magnezone would be like the one mon it doesn't hit, and Magnezone is not doing anything to me if I have a few Calm Mind boosts from that Lati. Now, you may question, why didn't I just bring Calm Mind? What was the point of not just going Calm Mind Shift Gear instead of just being Heart Swap? The reason we went with Heart Swap is so we could take the boosts and actually be able to do damage to the Lati or the Meloetta, because, you know, if we just Calm Mind against them, it's just going to be who crits who first, whereas if I Heart Swap the boosts, I'm going to actually be like plus however much he had, and he's going to be at... He should be at +1, because he'd be Calm. Actually, no, he'd get the Calm, and then I'd swap. So he would have no boosts, and probably some drops, because I'd want to click Floor Cannon a few times before, so he could have like -4 or -6 even. So that would be very bad for him if I get those boosts at some point in this game. So, let's get right into this game. So, you can see we are going to be challenged by Pokemon Trainer Spedshed, and he's going to actually lead off with his Wigglytuff here, which I figured could be his lead. It was either this or Dugtrio would have rocks on, and I decided to lead Bronzong. I almost went with Mamo to probably try and counter the lead Doggy, but I didn't, and he's going to lead off with Wigglytuff. He's going to see my Colberry straight away, and I'm just going to get rocks up, as he actually does just switch into Tentacruel, which is definitely a pretty solid switch for him. And I figured he's always going to Rapid Spin here. He needs these rocks off the field, so I believe I'm going to go out into my switcher. No, he actually switches again as I go into my Mamoswine, predicting the Rapid Spin, and he brings out his Mega Latias, which is definitely very good for me now that I have a Mamoswine on the field. So I see no reason not to just click Crash right now. It's easily my best play, as he's going to once again switch into his Wigglytuff this time, and you're going to see this Wigglytuff goes from 88% to about 40 from this Icicle Crash, as he does frisk my Scarf, which is definitely kind of bad, because I would have liked for him to not know that, but now that he does know that, he can just go Tentacruel in the next turn. So you're going to see that does just about half. I think if he'd stayed in, it would have probably been a roll, but he does switch out into his Tentacruel, knowing that this is his best Ice Resist. And I'm going to actually do a fair chunk with Crash here. Like, this Tentacruel, it goes from 88 to like 60, maybe 55, I don't know. But at this point, he does reveal Black Sludge, and I figure it's worth switching out. I know he's going to spin, but I kind of have to switch out anyway. Like, I don't even think I could 2-hit him there. So I'm going to bring out my Bronzong and try and keep rocks on the field. So he actually just goes for a Scold, which was an interesting play. I didn't expect him to do that, if I'm honest. But now I'm going to make an aggressive double and go back into Mamoswine. So I figure he's not going to double Scold here. He needs these rocks off the field. This is something he can get them off. Get the rocks off on, as he does just go for the Rapid Spin, and now I have a Mamoswine on the field about to click Earthquake, and his only real play here would be to go Mega Lati or Chestnut, but he's actually going to make the switch out into his Wigglytuff. I'm assuming he just didn't want to make the prediction if I'd go for an Ice move there, and Wigglytuff didn't look like it would do too much in this game, so I do just fire off an Earthquake, and that is going to be it for the Wigglytuff. So that's pretty nice. We've already got rid of his first Mon, as now I believe he's going to go out into the Mega Lati, which is actually best case scenario, because he probably thinks right now he can get a Calm Mind up, which is what I'm assuming he thinks, and it's what I'm hoping he thinks. I'm hoping he is Mega Lati with Calm Mind. So I can bring around Magina now, as he's going to Mega Evolve, and he's going to reveal some Tech right here, as I want to wait for it to actually come up. As he does go for the Reflect... No, he doesn't actually. He goes for the Calm Mind. He actually went for a Calm Mind first. And, I mean, my play is always Floor Cannon. I want to pass him a drop. And this Floor Cannon cannot KO him without a crit. So I don't want to knock him out. But he's actually going to go for a Reflect type. Which, that was a really solid prep right there. So I'm going to go for a Floor Cannon right here. And you're going to see this does, like, nothing. This does, I mean, it does, like, 10, maybe 15%. But I'm going to click Floor Cannon once more. I believe, no, actually, I'm going to start T-bolting here. Because I figured if I click Floor Cannon against the resisted Mon, he's probably going to figure out something. I'm trying to do something here. But I'm just going to go for a T-bolt as he goes for a second Calm Mind. And, you're going to see I do get lucky here. As you are going to see, he does get instantly paralyzed, which definitely sucks. Kind of hexing him out there, but I'm going to click T-Bolt again. I'm pretty much going to T-Bolt till he goes +6. I'm thinking that he probably has Roost as his third move, meaning he only has one attack slot, and I'm assuming it's stored power because, you know, it only makes sense to be stored power as I have no Dark type. So I'm going to keep T-Bolting, as he is going to roost this turn, I do believe. Yeah, he's going to roost up. So I believe he's at, what, +3 right now, at full health. And I want to wait till he's +5 or +6, I'm thinking. So I'm going to wait this turn and just click T-Bolt again. I just want to point out, you know, I've clicked it 4 times so far. So it's definitely hacks, but I will keep clicking T-Bolt. So, you know, I feel like I got it first time, which definitely sucked. But, you know, this time I click it for the 5th time. So, you know, 10% chance 5 turns in a row. There's a good chance I would get it, you know. So it definitely was hacks to get it first try, but with how many times I do click it in this game, I don't feel it's that important. But I'm going to fire for another T-Bolt, as I believe this turn he goes +5. No, it's +4. And I was questioning when I wanted to take the boosts, because when I take the boosts, that is I have to try and be in a place where I can knock out this Lati in a 1v1. But I'm going to take them here, which he was +5 then, because I definitely took them when he was +5, as he does go for a Calm Mind, which definitely sucks that he's now +1 still, +1 to death. He's -1 to attack, but he's +1 to death, which means he can take T-Bolt pretty well. As I'm going to go for a T-Bolt here, and on the next turn I'm going to go for a Shift Gear, because I realize right now it's important that I outspeed Doug Trio, because if I can outspeed Dougie, then I can be in a good position. So you're going to see we do go for the Shift Gear right here, as he's going to just go for a Calm Mind again, I believe. Or does he get Parrot here? No, he roosts, actually. He goes for another roost. And this is perfectly fine. I mean, he's getting like 10% back here. And at this point, I mean, he's going to have to Calm Mind up. He should be able to, you know, try and 1v1 me still here. Is he's actually going to switch out, because he didn't want to risk that crit game. As he's going to bring out his Chestnut. And you can see he definitely made the right decision, because this Chestnut instantly gets crit. Which, I mean, this crit did not matter at all. I just T-Bolt twice to knock it out. But here I'm going to go for a Shift Gear. The reason I did this is I needed to have a second Shift Gear up to knock out Doug, to be able to outspeed Scarf Dougie. So I still feel... So, it sucks here that he has Roar, because it means Magina isn't going to be able to sweep, where it potentially could have just ended the game right there. And if his Dougie wasn't scarfed, then that was the wrong play. But, you know, I didn't want to take that risk. Because now I'm going to bring out, get my Nihilego brought out, and just knock him out with a Power Gem. And I figure at this point his only real switching is that Doug Trio. So we get to know right now if it's scarfed. And, I mean, if it's not, we potentially do break a Sash here, which is also pretty important. As you are going to see straight away, he is going to be scarfed Doug Trio. So I did make the correct play with my Magina. Because if I just T-bolted, he would have brought this in and knocked me out. So, yeah. So down goes my Nihilego. But now that I know he's scarfed, I can bring out Bronzong. And I figure he has 2 plays here. He either goes Tentacruel or Volcarona. I think he's going to go Volcarona, so I'm going to click Rock Slide. Rock Slide's the best play no matter what. As he goes Volcarona, and we connect our Rock Slide, and that Volcarona is going to drop. So that is the biggest threat on his team gone right there, which is huge for me. So at this point he has to go Lati. Like, it was Lati or Tentacruel, and Tentacruel wasn't really going to do too much. So I'm going to switch out now into my Magina, as he's just going to go for a Reflect type, which is fine. This Lati should never be able to beat my Magina, so I'm not too concerned about it right now. Like, the Doug Trio is definitely the biggest issue for me at this point. So I'm just going to go for a Floor Cannon. I'm going to miss it as he goes for a Calm Mind. That doesn't matter too much, the miss there. I would have liked to be -4 or -2 here, and then be able to go -4 next turn, because I was going to pass my stats when I was at -4 or -6. I wasn't too sure which one I was going to pass at. But you see I do go for a Floor Cannon here, as he does get a second Calm Mind up. And I have to admit, I was questioning what he was doing here. I figured he's probably going to make a Dougie switch soon, and then try and bring that in, get rid of Magina. But, you know, I was questioning if I should maybe switch out, try and predict it, but in the end I don't, as he does make the Doug Trio switch this turn. As I'm going to go for a -2 Floor Cannon, which is still going to do a lot of damage to Doug Trio, because it's still a Magina, and it's still a Doug Trio, which doesn't have that much per def. And you're going to see this does like 70%, but he definitely can live it. And this is the turn. This is a roll. This is a 50-50 roll to KO me. So if he doesn't, I KO him. And you're going to see he does get the roll, which definitely sucks for me. That puts me in a pretty bad position. I mean, it doesn't put me in a bad position, but I would definitely like to keep my Gearner around. So now I'm going to bring out Mamoswine and go for the Icicle Spear. I could have clicked Shard here, but I knew Tentacruel was a switch-in. So I wanted to just do some damage to it if it decided to come out. And even with a crit, he couldn't KO me, so I figured this was the best play, as he's just going to go for another one, and do a good chunk to us, but we are able to knock out Dugtrio, leaving him with just a Tentacruel and a Megalati, which, you know, he may be down 2-4 right now, but he's definitely in a pretty solid position, as he's going to bring out Tentacruel here. And I'm going to just go straight in my Mega Venusaur now. I figured I can probably take on Tentacruel really easily, and I actually want Mega Venusaur on the field when he brings out his Lati, because if Mega Venusaur's on the field, it means he can't Reflect type into something that resists Icicle Crash or Icicle Spear, which means I can still hit him super effectively with that, and that's potentially, I feel like that's going to be the easiest way for him to win, is if I choke and give him the Reflect type into a Steel, into Bronzong, as I wouldn't even be able to hit that with Mamoswine very well. As he actually reveals Acid Spray here with the Tentacruel. As I go for a Sludge Bomb, I was reading the switch that he didn't make, which I'm kind of upset. I was kind of surprised he didn't make it, because I felt keeping Tentacruel around was definitely his best play. But I'm going to go for an Earthquake now, as he goes for another Acid Spray. And it doesn't do too much. I mean, I'm -4 now, but, you know, he probably still doesn't kill us with anything, unless he has, like, Sludge Bomb or maybe Ice Beam. I'm not sure if that would kill. But I'm going to fire off an Earthquake, do a good chunk to the Tentacruel, and I almost Earthquaked again. It was definitely the best play for me, but I do just click Sludge Bomb here. As you're going to see, this Acid Spray is going to do a good chunk, and now I'm -6. That actually was a crit. I didn't realize that in the game, and I only just realized that. So you're going to see we don't knock him out here, and this Acid Spray from him, I mean, I'm -6. He could be firing off anything, really. But he is actually going to click Acid Spray one last time, and he is not going to KO us, which is really good, because, you know, now, I guess it wasn't that great, because if he KO'd me, I could have just gone Mamoswine and clicked Crash twice, and the game should have been sealed. But, yeah, we're going to knock out the Tentacruel with the Earthquake, and at this point, I mean, the only way I really can lose is if I miss Icicle Crash, and I want to try and put him in range of where Spear will kill, so I'm just going to attack this Megalati as it does start to set up. You see he does actually get parried here. I was kind of hoping he'd get parried like twice more so I could just win the game right here, but you're going to see that doesn't actually happen. I believe he Calm Minds this turn. No, he Reflect types this turn, which surprised me a bit that he actually still wanted to Reflect type the Mega Venusaur. I'm assuming he was trying to play off me choking and switching out there. But I did go for another Sludge Bomb, as he unfortunately doesn't get parried. If he did, the game is over, but the game doesn't need to end yet. And you're going to see he does start trying to Calm Mind up on us here. The next few turns are pretty slow, with him just starting to Calm Mind up a few times, and me just attacking. I believe I actually do go for Synthesis one of these turns. I don't know why, I just kind of did, because I honestly don't know why I did, but I think it was this turn or the next turn. No, it was definitely the next turn. He had a boost up at least. He had at least one boost up when I did it, because that's a great right there. As he gets full parried. So it definitely wasn't this turn, because I knew the game could end right here, realistically, if he just gets parried a few times, because he still doesn't have a Calm Mind up. But, you know, I believe it's this turn after he gets the boost up here that he's going to be able to Calm Mind up. And once he has a Calm Mind up, Mega Venusaur is not ever going to be able to break through this Lati, which definitely sucks. But you see he does get a Calm Mind up right here, and yeah, that's not good. But I mean, as long as I hit Crash, I'm fine. And I was honestly considering just going for Spear at this point, so I have the 100% accurate. As depending on how low he is when I get Mamo in, I can just knock him out. And I've been tempted to switch into Mamoswine like every one of these turns, because I know he's not going to attack, but I can't risk that. Because if I switch it in and he does go for a stored power, making like that read, he probably wins the game at that point. So I'm gonna go for a Synthesis here, get my health back. I don't know why I did that, but he's able to get a full power this turn. So yeah, this is going to continue for much longer, as I believe he only goes +2 before he kills me, which you know, isn't too bad. I mean, he could still potentially win at this point. Like, if I miss crash or don't hit enough spears, he's still in a pretty solid position to win this game, as there's a good chance he'd 1v1 P2. So that's pretty bad for me, as he does get full powered here. I believe he goes for a roost this turn, and then decides to just go for a stored power. As, yeah, that is the 4th move on this set, which I mean, I'd already figured that out. That was pretty obvious. But he's going to go for a roost. Well, skill +3. He might go +3, actually. I'm not 100% sure. No, he definitely doesn't. I don't believe he does, at least. So I'm going to go for a Sludge Bomb one last time with my Mega Venusaur, as he is going to click stored power. And I'm very surprised this killed, you know? He's got +2/+2, and I'm -6 SpDef. I really thought I was going to take that hit, but yeah, I mean, I don't. But now I'm going to bring out my Mamoswine, and I realize Icicle Spear is the best play, because there's a chance, even if I don't KO, that I can revenge with P2. So I'm going to go for it. As you're going to see, we hit 1, 2, 3, and he lives. And he gets full powered, which, that's huge. That's game right there, because Mamoswine can just click Icicle Spear now. Had he not got powered, he could have clicked stored power, knocked me out, and I believe he was faster still than P2, which means he could have roosted had he not got powered. So I would have just had to psych up at that point. And that's really all I could have done at that point, is just psych up and then try and beat him down, hope he doesn't have enough recovery to win the 1v1. But I think realistically, if my Mamoswine had gone down there, and my PZ, or P2, sorry, not been fast enough, so I would have had to psych up, I think I would have probably played for timer at that point, as there was only about 10 minutes on timer, and as I hit a second mon, I could have won by that, because I don't think we were going to be able to break each other. Or if I'm on a stored power, we count after the game, and +6 stored power from Lati, +6/+6, to my +6/+6 P2, does 30 to 40, and Tri Attack's doing even less than that, so, you know, that definitely would have just been a recover stall game ending. So yeah, I probably would have had to go to timer at the end, but luckily that didn't happen. So we were able to pick up another 3-0 win, move to 6-0 +17, I believe, which is a pretty nice record. Next week we take on Blazing Squid, who's also having a pretty solid season so far. So hopefully we can pick up that win. I believe if we win next week, we are locked for playoffs. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that game will be a lock for playoffs. So hopefully. But anyway, thank you guys for watching this video. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you guys for watching, and goodbye.